only going to get better with this one coming alive in a few moments' time.
So the final dish is normally the sweet dish. The sweet dish is the best way to end, right? The dessert is always got to be the most special one. And I get a feeling this will be the sweetest race of them all as well. Because look at the quality of drivers we have racing in this one. We've got Nikhil Bora taking part, the joint highest race winner in the Indian Racing League's history. Alvaro Perez, someone who's raced in GT3 races all abroad, raced in GP2 as well, won the Bathurst 12 hours. We have got so many other top drivers. Akhil Rabindra, he's an Aston Martin Academy driver. He will be taking part. Last year's defending champion Sohail Shah will be racing. Anindit Reddy, someone who's raced Lamborghini GT cars, will be racing. A young, exciting, talented Julius Dietersen, who's a Danish Formula 4 champion. He will be racing. Mohammed Ryan, a home hero from Chennai, he'll be taking part. I have so many drivers I'm excited for, but I failed to mention one of them, Ruhan Alva. There he is.
Yeah, Ruhan Alva in 5th, and he'll draw a lot of confidence from the weekend he's had. He would love to finish with another podium. He's had 4 podium finishes in the span of 2 weekends, and that is quite something special across 2 categories. But Alvaro Perente, he's got all the experience in the world. He'll start from pole for the Speed Demons Delhi squad, and he's been around a long time. I mean, I remember being in Europe watching him race alongside Naren and Karun and seeing this guy ply his trade for years. He's now in India, lending his experience to the Speed Demons Delhi, and they've got one in front and one at the back. It's Alvaro Perente who starts on pole, and Sai Sanjay who starts from 12th on the grid.
A word on Sai Sanjay. This is a special day for the Chennai boys. Sai Sanjay literally has a paint of the Napier Bridge on the back of his helmet. He loves this city so much. He spent all of his life in Chennai. He's so adored by the people here as well. And I feel emotional on his behalf that he gets to race around these same streets and he's been dreaming of as a kid. But this guy, he is the benchmark. And Sai Sanjay will be learning so much from Alvaro, having him as a teammate too.
Yeah, absolutely. And so will Akash Gowda, so will the rest of that field as well. You've got the Speed Demons Delhi who would love a good result, because for them, they've got real talent within that unit. Just hasn't quite come together too often, and that's why they need a strong drive here from Alvaro Perente. For the local side, Chennai, they've got Mohammed Ryan. They've also had opportunities in the past as well. They didn't quite close it out, courtesy of John Lancaster earlier in the day. So they would love a good result in front of the home crowd here in Chennai. The cars in yellow. But for me, you've got to keep your eyes peeled on the battle out in front. Nikhil Bora up against Alvaro Perente is going to be a spicy one.
It's a day of proving a lot to himself for Nikhil Bora, as much as it is to proving to the world. For Nikhil, last weekend was a tough one. He saw his teammate Alistair winning, which he's excellent in so many aspects of life. A very mature person, great in studies, great in athletics, great in racing. He's someone who's accomplished so much at a very young age, a proper, well-rounded person. For him, racing is everything there is to his life. He started young, early in Singapore, then went on, started in India actually, then went on to racing Singapore. Lived with his brother alone in Italy, without their parents, without their families, and they've done such an incredible job here. Now, it's time for him to become a race winner once again, as he competes against some of the very best in this championship. Sohail Shah, Sohail, are you excited about seeing the defending champion back in action?
Absolutely, I've been waiting for this. He's going to start from 4th on the grid. He's got Rishon Rajiv in front of him, Nikhil Bora ahead of them. There's a lot to look forward to from this race, because Ruhan Alva, Sohail Shah, Rishon Rajiv, Nikhil Bora, all inside the top 5, with Akhil Rabindra just behind them in 6th. That is a really good lineup.
25 minutes plus 1 lap, that's the distance of this race that we're going to be seeing at the CFRC. And this is going to be a star-studded one. I'm particularly excited about the Bangalore boys in the middle. How many Bangalore boys have we got racing in this one? We've got Rishon Rajiv for the Bangalore Speedsters, Sohail Shah, who races for Goa SSJ Racing but is actually from Bangalore. we have got Ruhan Alva, who races for the Saratchi Round Bengal Tigers, but is also from Bangalore, and Akhil Rabindra, who now lives in the UK and Scotland, but again, born and raised in Bangalore. It's a Bangalore trend, and we've not also spoken about the actual Bangalore Speedsters driver, Julius Dennison, who will be competing for them. His fastest lap time was deleted P10. It'll be a fun race. This will be exciting. There are so many drivers we all have a keen eye on, and the age difference is something so exciting. When Alvaro Parente started his racing career in 2001, 10 of the 24 drivers on the Indian Racing League grid were not even alive. And that includes his rivals today: Sai Sanjay, Shahan Ali Mohsin, Mohammad Ryan, Rishon Rajiv, Julius Dennison, Nikhil Bora, Ruhan Alva. That's literally half the grid.
Yeah, it's great to see, and especially when you see the top 6 with 5 Indians in it. That is a big positive. Akhil Rabindra in 6th, Ruhan in 5th, Sohail in 4th, Rishon, and you've got Nikhil Bora. So overall, there's a lot of Indian talent, a lot of caliber of young Indian drivers that still have such a bright future ahead of them as well. Speed Demons Delhi though, they will start from the front of the grid. Alvaro Parente, as the grid packs itself in, Alvaro Parente will lead them out, and he'll be hoping for a clean getaway.
Alvaro will be first, Nikhil Bora will start second, Rishon Rajiv will be third. For Rishon Rajiv, yeah, this is an opportunity. A year away from racing does a lot to your confidence, does a lot to your feelings about the sport. For Rishon, this is a comeback. Last weekend was messy, but we've seen that before. If Rahul Hyman can take a messy weekend and turn it into a win, so can Rishon, and so can this guy, Sohail Shah, who also had a tough start at the MIC last time out. The defending champion with a chip on his back.
This is going to be a good race, just because of the number of quality young Indian drivers in the field. It's going to be so exciting. There's also a sense of fearlessness with a lot of these young guys, and that's something I'm looking forward to, seeing which of them can make the bold moves, make them smart, and actually have them stick. And that's why it's going to be a key aspect to this weekend. This final race is going to be sensational to watch.
If there's one thing we've learned from the Indian Racing League, it's that there's going to be quality racing. Great to see Mira Erna and Fabian Wolpen cheering Ruhan Alva on as he's going for his 3rd race of the day today. Man, give the guy a break, but he's been relentless and he's been excellent in every race so far.
Yeah, he has been, and he's looking for his 5th podium across 2 weekends. That is how good Ruhan Alva has been across the Indian Formula 4 Championship and the Indian Racing League.
Are you big into your numerology, Sohail? I have a fun little quirk for you.
Hit me.
Ruhan Alva, 5-time national champion. If he wins this, 5th podium of the weekend of this entire season so far, I see a trend coming along. I hope something comes up in that direction.
Why not? The 10-minute board goes up and the nerves will start to tingle a little bit more. Those butterflies will start to kick in, and they'll need to start keeping their calm about them as well. Let's go and chat with some of the drivers and a few others on the grid. Xerxes, take it away.
We are here for the final race of the Indian Racing Festival. This is IRL Driver B. Alvaro, you're at the pole finally. How do you feel about ending this weekend on a high, hopefully?
Hopefully on a high, you're right. No, I feel great. I mean, what an event this is. You know, the track is beautiful. I saw some images before from the top. What an incredible look it has. And look, being on the pole is great. We worked hard for it. So let's see if we can finish it off on this last race of the day.
Okay, wish you the very best. We are going to talk to some other racers on the grid. Come along with me. Nikhil Bora, who's supposed to be on P2, has not made it here yet. So we're going to find out what's up with his car. But in the meantime, we're going to go to P3, where we have Rishon Rajiv. Rishon, it's been a while we've seen you. How's it sitting here and Nikhil's not here? What are you expecting to happen?
I mean, yeah, it's a sad thing that he's not there. Hopefully he comes. The more the competition, the more the fun for me as well as for the fans watching. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just focused on my race, to be honest. I think I have the pace to fight for the win. So yeah, it's just about getting a good start in the rolling start, clean first few laps, and then we see from there on where we can go.
Well, that was the media trained answer, but what do you really feel right now?
I mean, I'm really excited. I was the whole week coming up to this, I was just excited for the night race, and then here I am now. Got a good quali in P3, so super excited. I think I just want to win, you know. So let's just get going.
Wishing you all the best for Bangalore Speedsters, but over
Could
here.
be Sohail Shah. Just wondering. I think it's Sohail Shah, possibly, or Rishan Rajiv. Rishan Rajiv it is, waving his arms about, and I just hope that's not an issue for the man in that car.
Waving your arms about, be it on a boat or on a racetrack, means only one thing. Mayday. Something's up. Clearly something's up. We need to figure out what that is. Is the car not starting up? Is there something technically wrong? Is he asking for their attention because he wants to tighten up the seat belts? It could be anything.
Yeah, well, the good thing is, for him, it seems like he is lining up, and that's why we were confused. He is lining up alongside Alvaro Parente. So they've all taken one spot up on the grid. They have filled the void of Nikhil Bora, who's not taking the start line. But he should actually be on the left. That's why I was wondering why he was there.
So the way I see it is, I think they've given Alvaro P2, Rishan P3, and so on and so forth. They've left that P1 grid slot occupied. Oh, it's going to be a rolling start. All these grid slots here do not matter. Ultimately, the drivers are going to be on a rolling start in a few corners' time. 25 minutes plus 1 lap. The final race of the day at the Chennai Formula Racing Circuit. Ladies and gentlemen, you've got to drink this in. We will not be getting street racing action in the night at the Chennai Formula Racing Circuit for at least 1 more year. So take it in, drink it all in, enjoy this moment, savor this last race, because the action here is going to give you plenty to ponder about as the days and months roll on, and you're going to be missing this championship and missing this track for a very long time. Hey, if you miss this championship, we're going to be back in Coimbatore in a couple of weeks' time. Make sure you're there. Book your tickets on Paytm Insider to watch the racing action live. But now, the formation lap is coming towards its conclusion.
Yeah, formation lap, just getting a bit more rubber on the track. These guys have been sat there in those cars for such a long time, sitting there waiting for the formation lap to get going. And we've seen this in the previous Indian Racing League race. You don't get those tyres up to temperature and you don't get them working for you. Even though it's a rolling start, there's always an opportunity behind you. And John Lancaster was someone that took the opportunity last time and then let it squander a little bit. Alvaro Parente has driven a lot of different categories in a lot of different countries around the world. He will have all that experience of getting this car working under him. Behind him now is Rishan Rajiv.
Time to go racing. For one last time, we are underway for the Indian Racing League. Off we go. A great start by Alvaro Parente, but an even better one from Rishan Rajiv. The Bangalore Speedsters driver is already up to P1 before the first corner. Of course, Sohail Shah, the reigning champion, has had a terrible start, but it's Rishan Rajiv who is nailing it, heading into turn number 4.
I think Alvaro Parente was caught napping there. He went early and then saw the red light still on and had to back out of it. But excellent from Sohail Shah to recover. And he's looking good, actually. Alvaro Parente's made the move on Sohail. Out in front is Rishan Rajiv. And would you believe it, time away from the car hasn't hurt him, but here comes Alvaro. He's back and he means business.
But that's a block, that's a brave block by Rishan Rajiv, the 18-year-old from Bangalore, who's driving for his home team, the Bangalore Speedsters. This is all he's got. He's not raced for a year and a half. He's fighting a legend in Alvaro Parente, who goes to the outside and says, "Hello, Rishan, will you give me the space?" Rishan says, "Not today." Great defending, side by side they go, and Rishan Rajiv is still in P1.
Yeah, P1 for now, but now in comes Sohail Shah. Oh, Alvaro's dropped. Alvaro has dropped back a lot of positions. Rishan Rajiv now is battling with Ruhan Alva in that golden car for the Sachi Bengal Tigers. And behind them, in comes Akhil Ravindra.
What madness are we seeing here? Nikhil Bora already not a part of this race. Sohail Shah, I think, locking up at turn 1, then recovering and coming back in. Alvaro Parente losing the lead at the start and then dropping back down to P5 after he almost got P1.
Just wonder whether Sohail Shah will have to give back a few places because we saw him go off.
Exactly.
And for him to be in second spot is a bit perplexing.
Yeah, there is a runoff area on the outside of turn number 1 that the drivers can cut across, take a left, take a right, and then rejoin. So I'm not sure what exactly is happening here. Is Sohail our defending champion in P2 on merit? We will find out. But the bigger picture here is that Rishon Rajiv, come what may, no matter what's been thrown at him in this first lap, he has done so well to defend Alvaro Parente. And then the defiance to take his own line. Anyone could be scared of a legend going side by side, but not Rishon.
And also for me, Alvaro Parente has had a nightmare of a start to this race. The pole sitter is now in 5th. And it was a drop out of nowhere. He was battling for the lead, trying to power his way past Rishon Rajiv, and then just dropped back very, very quickly, and now makes the move around the outside of Akhil Ravindra. That's a clean move from Alvaro Parente.
Nice, easy, consistent. The Portuguese driver now on the hunt for what could be his second podium of this season. He's got a few cars to pass, and starting off with Ruhan Alva, but hey, there's battling in the background. That, if I'm not mistaken, would be Mohammad Ryan fighting against Shahan Ali Mohsin. We will cast our eyes to that in a second. But Ruhan Alva now has to defend so hard against Alvaro Parente. Let's not forget, Ruhan Alva has already had 1 whole hour of track time in the Indian Formula Forecast. And hey, 1 hour plus more because he had qualified for the IRL and 2 qualifiers for the Indian F4 as well. He is racing in his 3rd race of the day. Has he got the mental and physical fitness? I think he has.
Now you know why he's dropped out of school and wants to focus on his fitness. Does a great job of it. And meanwhile, Shahan Ali Mohsin driving a good race until this point. Now he seems to be dropping as well. Get a replay of what's happened earlier. Number 95, that is Julius Dinesen shoving the car wide, and that is why Anindit Reddy dropped back and then clawed his way back as well. So a lot of chopping and changing over the opening sequence of laps. Anindit Reddy, Julius Dinesen, Sai Sanjay, Shahan Ali Mohsin now dropping to 11th. So it's been chaos and carnage right through the field.
If there are people watching at Church Street, they will be cheering on so much because there are 2 Bangalore boys racing for the lead. Sohail Shah sends a lunge. So does Alvaro Parente. Sohail for the lead on the inside of Rishon Rajiv. He gets it, and how? The defending champion is up into P1, but behind them, Alvaro Parente has got P3 from Ruhan Alva, and the Portuguese driver isn't done yet.
He's chasing after a second, and he wants to make this stick this time around. It's the same battle that had him undone last time out, and again, he hasn't found a way to get past Rishon Rajiv just yet. Ruhan Alva, meanwhile, drops out of podium contention for now. And a safety car has been deployed. Safety car will come out this lap.
Rishon Rajiv getting the lead so well and then Sohail taking it back. Yeah, this, I'd say as advertised. We have been talking about and harping on about this being so chaotic and such an exciting race where anything can happen. Yeah, as advertised.
Yeah, we knew we'd get the entertainment quotient, and it's never short of it here with the IRL boys, the big boys, in these powerful Aprilia engines. Safety car is out on track. Things will calm down for a bit, but when that safety car returns to the pits, carnage will continue.
Alvaro Parente, the oldest pole sitter in the history of the IRL, finished on the podium in his very first IRL start last week. But now, he's on the podium back again after starting P1. There is more for him to do when the safety car will go back. And this bunches the back up. This gives them time to breathe because, frankly, before this, there was barely any time for them to breathe.
Yeah, and this is the only time they'll get to breathe really under the safety car. Outside of it, we have had maneuvers left, right and centre. We've had people going off. We've had recovery acts from...
To put himself themselves back on in the right frame of mind and then attack Alvaro, because knowing his talent and his caliber, I don't think P4 will be his target. It'll be P2 and then the car ahead P1.
I think Rohan Alva, he's answered a lot of those questions so far in terrific manner. 4 podiums in 2 weekends is an outstanding set of results. In front of him though, Rishon Rajiv will be hoping against everything else that he can somehow cling on for a podium.
So far the charge from Rohan Alva behind has been blow hot, blow cold to say the least. Rohan has been giving it his all, clocking a few really fast sectors, but he's not able to get past Rishon. And as the late great Murray Walker once said, catching up to a race car is one thing, passing them, it's a whole different ball game altogether. Is it the Indian Racing League or the Bangalore Racing League? We've got 4 Bangalore drivers in the top 5. The only one who's not from Bangalore is the driver in P2, Alvaro Parente, from a city called Porto, where the most famous people...
When you look at the way things have unfolded so far in this race, Sohail Shah will be pretty happy with the way it's all panned out. Born in Mumbai, moved to Bangalore, now in Chennai, and he wants to conquer these streets. He knows what it feels like. He's done it before, and he will want to taste that feeling of being a race winner once again. A 1 minute 42.16 on the last lap. The concern for him is that Alvaro Parente was even quicker on the last lap.
Quicker by only 1/10 of a second though, but in the grand scheme of things, when you're in the middle of such an exciting battle, even 1/10 of a second can be a lot. Can you believe it? Sohail Shah, our defending Indian Racing League joint champion for the team's Cars Championship, has not yet won a race in the Indian Racing League. I find it surprising. As F1 Stats Guru has just pointed out to us, he's got the most podiums in the IRL history without taking a race win. It's an unwanted record, a record he could be breaking today on what's turning out to be an inspired performance for the Goa Aces JA Racing team. If John Abraham's still around, yeah, the grin on his face will be mighty wide, as if he's riding a Hayabusa and chasing away the cops. Yeah.
Well, he knows the sound of that Aprilia engine, John, that's for sure. And at the moment, things are looking pretty good for his side. Goa Aces JA Racing, a 1-2 in the first race, in front here in the second, and it's been a supremely good Sunday for the Goa Aces squad yet again. They've got a really good lineup of drivers as well, and overall, when you look at that caliber, it's got the ability to stay out in front of the likes of Alvaro Parente. That tells you how good they've been.
Commitment is something you cannot doubt for Sohail Shah. He loves his racing so much. He left his beloved Bangalore to move to Chennai. The reason why? He wanted to go to a specific racing performance gym to make sure that he was better at his racecraft. He's done that a couple of years ago, and since then, he's become the IRL champion last year, along with Rahul Hyman for the Goa Aces JA Racing team. Sohail was a part of the 2 drivers who tested these JK tyres that we've got on these cars. He has been someone who knows these cars and these tyres very, very well, and you can see his knowledge, his in-depth insight in the way he's driving. But competing against Alvaro Parente, yeah, this is a fight he wants to take on.
Yeah, overall, Alvaro Parente will keep trying to punish his way through the field here. He's been really, really good. But Sohail Shah, out in front, is driving a great race. He's in control, looking calm, even though Alvaro behind him looks bigger and bigger and bigger in his mirrors. It is going to be quite the challenge to hold him off for the remainder of this race, because guess what? He's under his rear wing now.
What I find interesting is Sohail Shah is not really looking at his mirror at all. Now he looks at his mirror, now he sees Alvaro Parente behind him, and now it'll be an ominous feeling for him, realizing that a racing legend is behind you. Well, this is something. You know, let me tell you a fun story. 2007, Monaco GP in Formula 3 Masters. Alvaro Parente was racing Formula Renault 3.5 actually. He was competing at the Monaco GP. He was racing against a guest driver called Sebastian Vettel. I think you've heard of that name before. In that feature race at Monaco, a street circle like we have in Chennai, Alvaro Parente beat a young German kid called Sebastian Vettel on merit. He went on to become a Formula Renault 3.5 champion, a British F3 champion, and also a winner of the Bathurst 12 Hours. If Alvaro Parente can beat Sebastian Vettel on the streets of Monaco, Sohail Shah will be looking at that record and being, man, I want to really beat this guy, because that will mean I am on top of a racing legend.
And so far so good for Sohail Shah. Well and truly in control, driven a remarkably good race, and it hasn't been easy. He went wide on the first lap, recovered, and since then, with a little dip into his mirrors, says, okay, don't need to cover the line down the inside, hold my ground, hold my line, and then a little lockup is the first sign of nerves for Sohail Shah at the moment.
And nerves, he'll have to keep cool as the race keeps going on. We're in this stage, we're in a bit of a train at the moment. No drivers, I mean, all the drivers are quick, yes, some of them are clocking at faster lap times than the other ones. For instance, Rishon Rajiv, in his last lap, he went into the 1 minute 39 marker, 3/10 faster than both the drivers ahead of him. Nobody in this race so far has been able to clock a 1 minute 39. But again, you need to have a performance delta to be able to pass someone. It's not just being faster over one lap, you need to be significantly faster than them over multiple periods of the circuit. And that is the next micro challenge for Rishon Rajiv in this race, where he locks up heading into turn 1.
Well, Rishon Rajiv on the charge, as he's pulled off 3/10, 2/10, and 4/10 of a second on Alvaro Parente, is good news for Sohail Shah in front. It just allows Sohail to run his own race for a brief period, because he knows that now Parente has his eyes on his mirrors.
8 minutes plus 1 lap left to go. We've seen a bit of a separation in this train. Ruhan Alva, he got up to the podium places for once. Now he's settled back into P4. He is the youngest pole sitter and race winner in the IRL's history. But now it's turning out to be a bit of a blow-hot, blow-cold race. And when your blow-hot, blow-cold race is P4, you know how high your standards are. So good to see Ruhan right up there. Hey, here's something we haven't noticed. Sai Sanjay is up in P5. We need to see this. The Chennai homeboy, the guy who has the Napier Bridge printed on the back of his helmet, the guy who's been winning races and taking podiums in the British GT, racing a McLaren Artura GT4 car, is up into P5 when he started in P11. So impressive by Sai Sanjay. I am amazed.
Also, Anandit Reddy in the pit, unfortunately for him, that is not a good sign for Anandit and the Blackbird squad from Hyderabad. But Sai Sanjay, Akhil Rabindra, Mohammad Ryan, so many impressive Indian drivers in this field. Sai Sanjay, a home race for him. He has driven a delightful race. Up in front, however, it is still Sohail Shah from Alvaro Parente and Rishon Rajiv. So many great battles through the middle of this race as well. And it is so hard to pick a winner just yet. Number 9, that is Akhil Rabindra, ahead of Julius Dennison and Mohammad Ryan.
They've got over 250 brake horsepower in these Wolf GBO8 Thunder machines. They weigh nothing, literally nothing, only 450 kilograms. The drivers say they are so easy to chuck these cars into corners. Everyone's been having such a fun time racing in this category here. That's because this street circuit has offered them so many corners where they can just send it, go for it. Car corners where they can test the commitment of the drivers and the car. And I love the fact that this Chennai street circuit is turning out to be such a beautiful place to go racing. As we come to the last 5 minutes plus 1 lap of this race, we are seeing the battles getting closer. If there is one way to end a Super Sunday at one of the most spectacular racing events that has happened in India forever, it'll be a three-way fight for P1. And I am rubbing my hands in excitement, even though I've got the commentary mic in one hand. I don't know how I can do that, But miracles can happen, and let's see if miracles can also happen for Rishon Rajiv, who can potentially take a race win in the IRL after a year and a half away from racing.
Well, to do that, he's got two men ahead of him who want the same thing. Alvaro Parente, he's found his pace again and rhythm, and Sohail Shah, who yet again has looked comfortable under pressure. Driven a near perfect race here. Sohail Shah, barring that initial error going wide on the first lap. Since then, he's not put a foot wrong. Since then, he's been in control, and this lead pack of three cars is giving us great entertainment with Ruhan Alba driving a comfortable race in fourth all on his own.
Reminds you a lot of Singapore, this circuit. Racing underneath the bright lights of Chennai around the island grounds over the Napier Bridge, and we're seeing the first signs of trouble for Sohail Shah. There's a lockup. His tyres are squealing in agony. These JK tyre rubber incredibly resistant. They have incredible durability and grip as well. But when someone like Sohail Shah is doing his own magic and he's doing his own thing, you know for a fact that those tyres will not have any mercy shown upon them. And that's what we're seeing right now. Alvaro Parente is being a lot like an irritating mosquito in your head, trying to just pressurize you like, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. And when someone's around you at the back of your car for so long, it's natural for you to lose your concentration. It's natural for you to end up making a mistake. This might seem like easy peasy driving, but trust me, inside that black helmet, underneath that helmet, behind the visor, Sohail Shah will be facing so much pressure. If he can hold on like the way he's been doing so far, my hat's off to you, sir.
And Sohail Shah, 12 laps in, can start to sniff that checkered flag. It's not far from here. 3 minutes and 1 lap to go. He has done such a good job so far. He's just got to stick it together, keep it going, and just be one with that car for the next 4.5 laps. But behind him, there's so much entertainment as well. Alvaro Parente, Rishon Rajiv still piling on the pressure. In all of it though, Sohail Shah now locks up. There is still a lot of life left in this race.
Get hooked on to your TV set, sit down, grab a drink and grab a popcorn, because the last 3 minutes plus 1 lap are going to be nothing short of a thriller. Which way will this race go? Will it go to the court of John Abraham and his Go SSJ racing team? Will it go to the direction of Arjun Kapoor and his Speed Demons Delhi team? Will Sohail Shah win? Will Alvaro Parente win? Or will we see a change in the pecking order? Will Rishon Rajiv, the 18-year-old from Bangalore, upset the apple cart and take what could be a memorable win for him around the streets of Chennai? We only might have 3 more laps left to go, and what I'm really impressed by is the raw pace of Rishon Rajiv. He's being able to keep up with Alvaro Parente. Let's put that into context. Alvaro has done so much. Alvaro has been racing for longer than Rishon has been alive.
Let's bring some context to it though.
Yeah.
Alvaro Parente is in the back end of his career.
True.
I think it's worth noting that he is at a very different stage of his career, and that is true credit to the legend that he is as well. Having said that, Sohail Shah has driven, as I said earlier, the near perfect race. After that first mistake on lap 1, he has been impeccable. He's not really put a foot wrong. He's had Parente chasing him down lap after lap. He's had Rishon Rajiv behind him, and still Sohail Shah is controlling it.
But here comes Alvaro now. He's gone for a lunge around the outside line. That is his favourite spot, but this time it doesn't work. They make contact. Alvaro Parente is up in the lead for Speed Demons Delhi. In what turned out to be a messy affair briefly, the Portuguese driver has made his move, and one that was decisive. But this battle is hardly done now.
In comes Rishon Rajiv now. He's sensing blood, and Sohail Shah should have actually done better. I don't think he thought Alvaro would go for it. Alvaro did, then dived down the inside and made the nudge. That was good racing. You can put your car into it and just give him a little nod and say, hey, I'm coming, I'm here. The funny thing for Sohail Shah is Rishon Rajiv might even steal second from him.
Yeah, Rishon is relentless. Now that the door is open, there's going to be a flood going through that. And that is what Rishon Rajiv is going to bring to the table. Unmatched energy, unmatched excitement. He sees it coming through. The final lap of the race is now here. And Rishon Rajiv can not sense the podium because his car is slowing down. This is heartbreak.
Oh, that's awful.
That is heartbreaking for Rishon Rajiv. His car is slowing down. Ruhan Alba might just have passed him behind, but that is a potential race win. Stolen away. I think that was a driver error.
Yeah, hang on, he's still in the mix. Rishon Rajiv is still in the mix. Don't worry about it. He's still ahead of Ruhan Alba for now. You've got Alvaro Parente. You've got Sohail Shah comfortably in second, again locking up into the left-hander. And behind them, let's wait and confirm it. But I think Rishon Rajiv is still ahead of Ruhan Alba. For Ruhan, he is chasing podium number 5 in just 2 weekends. But at the moment, it is still Rishon Rajiv clinging on for dear life into the final lap of this race.
Nerves on offer here. What has Rishon Rajiv done? Where did it go wrong for him? The two Bangalore boys, two 18-year-olds from the same city who have competed against each other in the National Karting Championship for so many years. Now they're racing in the big leagues, in the elite leagues. The final lap of this race is now underway for Rishon, for Ruhan. A couple of races ago, a couple of weeks ago, they were racing against each other in the Rotax Max National Karting Championship in Bangalore. Today, they're underneath the bright city lights of Chennai, fighting for the podium. And Rishon is the man with the target on his back.
Also out in front, it's still less than a second between Sohail Shah and Alvaro Parente. Less than a second. Rishon Rajiv 4 seconds behind in this battle with Ruhan Alba. But there are your leaders. Alvaro Parente in the Indian colours out in front, ahead of Sohail Shah, who led the race for such a long time.
When Sohail Shah was born, Alvaro Parente was competing in Spanish Formula 3. Since then, he's toured the world, he's won so much. Today, the two of them have had an incredible battle head-to-head, fighting for the honour of being able to call themselves a race winner at the incredible Chennai Formula Racing Circuit. After 15 grueling laps, Alvaro Parente has now reached the final stage of this race.
You can see what experience does when it comes to motorsport. Alvaro just was biding his time, sat there patiently, waiting for an opportunity. And when he did not expect it, Sohail Shah, Alvaro Parente says, you forgot about me. I'm here, and I'm taking the race win from under your neck.
4 different races, 4 different winners. Alvaro Parente wins at the Chennai Formula Racing Circuit. He's won Monaco, he's won Chennai, and that's a big win for the Speed Demons Delhi team.
Nice to see Anushpala waving that checkered flag for Alvaro Parente, Sohail Shah, Rishon Rajiv, who's back on the podium after a long break away from the sport, and Ruhan Alba with yet another top 5 finish. But Alvaro Parente, the Portuguese man, is now a race winner in Chennai.
The oldest race winner in the history of the RL. That accolade has gone to Alvaro Parente as he makes history. But look at the driver crossing the finish line. Sai Sanjay, the home hero from Chennai, crossing the line with fireworks, and there should be fireworks because at his home race he started from dead last and has taken his Speed Demons Delhi car up to P5. What a day for Speed Demons Delhi and Arjun Kapoor. What a day it is for Alvaro Parente.
Yeah, it's a really good race for them. They haven't had too much to smile about, the Speed Demons, but now that changes. 1st and 5th, Alvaro Parente and Sai Sanjay, arms up in the air. Akash Gowda alongside him, his teammate. But what a moment it is for the squad as well. Parente and Sai Sanjay, 1st and 5th. What a race he has driven. Timed his move to perfection. Dived down the inside when it mattered. And there was nothing Sohail Shah could have done from there.
Did you see the exhilaration on the faces of their mechanics? They were on their nerves. Great to see Mohammad Ryan's that.